I was catching up with a friend the other day I hadn't seen in a while, and we were just going back and forth about all of the recent stresses of our lives, from being thrust into caregiver roles for sick relatives to balancing work demands and just dealing with the stresses of just day-to-day tasks. And so, we were on the phone just having this like pity party and venting party, and my friend asked me, well, Bree, what do you do to relieve your stress? And although I felt very cheesy saying this, I told her that I do creative journaling. And of course she was like, well, what the heck is that? And without getting too deep into it, because there is a lot to say about creative journaling, I essentially told her it's as if scrapbooking and journaling came together and had a baby. And so she asked me to come over to her house and show her how to do it. So I packed up a little basket of paper scraps, some scissors, magazine, what else did I bring? Glue, and put it all in the basket and led her through a very chill afternoon of jazz and creative journaling. The experience for her was so transformative, and also me as a teacher, that I wanted to come on here and share with you what I learned. So today I'm gonna walk you through the 3 main parts of creative journaling that you can do to calm stress, anxiety, and overthinking. And if you are an OG creative journaler, I hope that what I shared today you can use in your own practice and focus on intentionality and tuning into your intuition. So we are going to get into the basics of how to get started with collecting materials without overwhelming yourself, how to tap into flow state while you're decorating the page, and lastly, writing prompts that you can do to gain clarity. While creative journaling can be a rewarding way to manage the stresses of your lives, sometimes you need the help from a professional, which is why I am happy to say that BetterHelp is today's sponsor. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists that can help you with a wide range of issues. Everyone deserves support, and that's why BetterHelp offers a wide range of experienced professionals that specialize in various areas. No matter what you're going through, you'll find someone who understands and will provide you the guidance you need. Getting started is simple. Just complete a brief questionnaire, and BetterHelp will match you with a licensed therapist who fits your unique needs. You'll have the flexibility to schedule sessions at any time that works for you, and the ability to communicate through text, phone calls, or video chat. You can get help with anxiety, depression, relationship issues, stress management, and so much more. Whatever you're going through, their therapists have the knowledge and experience to help guide you to a happier and healthier life. You can get started today and match with a licensed therapist through my special link, betterhelp.com/1134press. This will give you 10% off of your first month. And you can find the link in the description below. But again, that is BetterHelp, spelled HELP.com/1134press. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's take a deep breath and get started on these pages. There's 2 approaches to collecting materials. You can either buy it in a store or online, or you can use whatever you have laying around. But the key thing is to select things that bring you joy and spark creativity. Personally, I'm all about using what you have laying around, be it a magazine or random flora growing in the backyard, or just straight up trash, and mixing it with store-bought stickers or patterned paper in my collages. Whatever your approach, make a little pile in your workspace with whatever you can cut, glue, sew, or staple. When you're in the material gathering stage, the only thing to focus your intention on is, does this material have potential for art? When you think that way, your view becomes vast. So my friend had a lot of questions during this part, and it actually took her the longest. I could tell that she was becoming overwhelmed with the idea of what does and does not have the potential for art. She would pick up each piece and consider it carefully and then move it around on the page and go, I don't know, maybe. But that is not the point of this stage of the journaling process. When you're in the material collecting phase, Don't think about composition and what you're gonna do when it's time to start gluing on the page. That's future thinking, which is great when you're trying to plan your retirement or figure out what you're gonna eat for dinner that day. You know, the things that you need to do for survival. That mode of thinking is not helpful when you're trying to relax and just be in the moment and think about just things that interest you and bring you joy. So let's get clear about what I mean when I say, does it have potential for art? You know, a material has the potential for art when you have the instinct to do something with it. Do you immediately want to tear a piece of it or glue it down? Does it conjure a memory or a feeling, or do the words, "I like this," pop into your head without explanation? Listen to that voice, not the project manager, perfectionist, or anxious voice. Here, we're giving ourselves the freedom to let ourselves listen and agree with our first instinct without criticism or worry. If you find yourself slipping into that decision paralysis phase when you're collecting materials, just remember that your first idea was a good one. And that's the only idea you need to listen to. It's a rare opportunity to give yourself the chance to just go with your gut instinct and not think about the consequences of your decisions. Relax into it and just choose the things that bring you joy. If you see a pasta box sitting there and you like the design on it, well, that goes into your stash of materials that you can use to decorate with. Okay, you did it. You have a kit, and now the fun part begins. So I'm gonna share my simple method to help you get started with collaging. But before I do that, I wanna talk a little bit about what flow state is and how to tap into it while you're collaging. Flow state is also known as being in the zone. It's when you're so focused on a task that time and distractions disappear. You can achieve flow state when you're engaged in something that you enjoy, it has a clear goal, and presents just enough of a challenge so you don't get bored. Creative journaling is the perfect hobby for this because creating art is inherently fun, and the goal is clear. You just need to cover a page. And the challenge is deciding how you want to arrange the pieces in your journal. Being in a flow state quiets self-doubt, self-consciousness, and other distractions that causes stress. Carving out time in my day to get into a flow state, especially if it's been a stressful one, has been my go-to for years. I come out on the other side of it having a little more clarity and perspective when it's time for me to carry on with whatever life has dropped on me. It's a break for my brain from all those stressors swirling around in my head all day. Fortunately, my friend didn't need a lot of help with getting started with decorating the page. As soon as I explained to her what flow state was all about and that her only objective was to cover the page with her materials, she dove right into it. She also has collage experience with creating mood boards and doing, simple photo albums, so she used those skills to decorate her journal. But if you are a complete beginner and don't know where to get started, I recommend you try my simple method for collaging. I have a video that goes into detail about this method if you'd like to watch that one next, but essentially, most collages consist of 3 parts: a base, focal, and embellishment layer. Your base is the background. You can cover your page with another piece of paper or wash it with watercolor or create an interesting pattern with your materials. The focal is the star of the show. It's that person you cut out from the magazine, or wildflower you picked from your backyard, or an elaborate sticker. Embellishments are the little pieces you add to accentuate or complement the focal. You can draw lines around your focal or add pieces of confetti or glitter or strips of washi tape. I like to use this method for collaging because each step in the process presents its own challenge, and breaking it up this way makes completing the page feel manageable when I'm not sure where to start or where to end. When I look at my completed journal page, I feel so accomplished. I started something and I finished it, and sometimes it takes those small wins to build up the courage to take on bigger challenges. So, just get hyper-focused on it and fill up your page. The beauty about creative journaling is that there are no real rules except for the ones that you create for yourself. So be as experimental with your writing as you are with your collaging. You can do traditional diary writing, dear diary, today I did blank. Or you can write one sentence or one word that sums up your thoughts. You can copy a quote or make a list even. Whatever style or genre you choose to do, my key tip for writing in your journal for clarity is to tell the truth. As a person with anxiety, I recognize that a lot of those feelings are conjured up by my overactive imagination, though those thoughts are informed by past experiences and real life events, which I'm working through with a licensed therapist. So, check out that BetterHelp link if you also need that. The worries that can consume me sometimes are often things that haven't happened, are not objective truths to my reality, or just things that I don't have any control over. All of this just creates a haze. So to clear up that fog, I take a beat before I start writing to be present in my body, be aware of the room that I'm in, and then try to write something that is true for me in that moment. Remember, it could be one word or a whole page. It could be your words or another person's words. Just make sure it's true. If you'd like more specific journal writing prompts, please check out my journal writing playlist. So I hope you feel inspired to give creative journaling a try to help you manage your stress. I am happy to report that my friend called me a week later and said that she collaged another page, and I hope that this craft continues to bring her joy. And the last thing that I want to say before I leave is that you deserve a moment without worry or stress. And if you find that in creative journaling or another hobby, hang on to it and protect it. And I know we don't always have the luxury to tell the people and responsibilities in our lives to just scram so you can have a moment to recharge. But as soon as you find like a little sliver of a window in your schedule to shut the door, or put the headphones in so you can be present and do something good for yourself, please take that time. We owe it to ourselves and our health, and we also owe it to the people that depend on us to, have that moment to reset. So that's enough from me today. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.